Yo fam, what is up? Welcome back to the Car Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Austin Kroos, and this is episode 30. And I'm just titling this the date that I am filming this, just simply because this date is very significant to me. This date is actually my grandpa's birthday, November 12th. It's a very special date, and he unfortunately is passed. So this is his first heavenly birthday, and this podcast is 110% designated to him and what he taught me, which is something that is so beautiful in my opinion. And it is something that I'm still working on every single day, but I am proud to say that I feel I have reached the point where I can talk about it, and that is just simply becoming happy without attaching that to this, which is money. For those listening, I'm shaking my hands like I got a lot of money. My papa was so adamant about teaching me, because I had it all mixed up. I mean, no, I'm not gonna lie, at 17 years old, when my papa was telling me, Austin, you're chasing the dollar. You can't be chasing the dollar. You need to be doing what makes you happy, you know? And like, I just never let that register to me. And I thankfully, just before, like about a year or so before, around the time he actually got sick, I stopped working for an insurance job that I was doing. I was traveling around Illinois for selling insurance, and that was going to bring a lot of money. And unfortunately, my papa got sick, but as I like to say, like, everything does happen for a reason. And you know, if he wouldn't have gotten sick, I probably would have gotten caught up chasing the dollar, and I would have missed out on a lot of time with my papa, and I would have really, unfortunately, gone down a path and a road that isn't true to who I am. And that's what my papa taught me, is that money has nothing to do with who you are. You know what I mean? Like, money is just genuinely a resource for you to be able to live and for you to be able to do good or bad if you choose to do bad. But I think, you know, karma is a real thing, and if you decide to do bad, you're going to get bad karma in return. And I think the same exact way in return with money. I think a lot of people in our society, for example, if you were to go to the Starbucks drive-thru and the person in front of you pays for your coffee, you know, like, they're gonna just jump up and down in joy. But the one thing that my papa taught me to do is just genuinely pay that back. Like, it's a wheel, you know what I mean? Like, so what I do, if somebody pays in front of me, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna cover the person behind me. How much is their order? You know, and if their order is as much as mine, or if it's less, I'm like, all right, how much is the order behind them? Let me cover both. Like, that kind of stuff. And people would look at that and be like, oh, what the hell are you doing? You know, you almost just saved $12. Well, I'd be like, yeah, well, I just gave $15 away to the wheel. And at some point, that's going to come back. And I just think that genuinely, that has a lot to do with the principle of happiness not being related to money. And success, rather. Like, success is not related to money. Success is a completely different thing than happiness. I believe success is an outside validation, an outside force, and happiness is an inside force. It's an inside thing. It's how you feel when you're alone, you know? Can you sit in silence? Can you do something alone for a long period of time and feel comfortable and happy with yourself? That's what I would call happiness, and that's what I would say is the difference between happiness and success. And I think society has success, happiness, and money really intertwined. And I think they need to be thought about very, very separately. And I think as soon as you think about them separately, your life just genuinely starts to improve. And I think it starts to improve just off the fact that you're no longer living for money. I think a lot of the people that I know, at least, including myself, lived for money for way too many years. And I'm not even kidding. Like, it makes me sick to my stomach to think that I even stopped playing. Like, my biggest regret in life, and this is something that I think my papa really saw, and it was the fact that I gave up sports. I gave up, like, my first love, like basketball, baseball. I really, really love those things. And I gave them up because I was 16 years old. And I had some stuff going on in the household that resulted in me making a decision to move out. And obviously, you know, I was driving a car at 16 years old, and I needed to pay for gas, and I needed to pay for car insurance. I needed to pay for the lifestyle that I was living. And that resulted in me giving up on sports. I knew that if I needed to be at practice from 5 to 7 o'clock every single night, Monday through Friday, guess what? Your boy can't make enough money to drive around a car, to party on the weekends, to, you know, do what I needed to do at 16, 17, 18 years old. And I realize that's on me. And that's one of the things that I think a lot of people unfortunately live their life doing, is that they eventually go 5 years down the road, and then they reflect on their self 5 years ago, and they're like, damn, I regret not doing that. I regret not doing that. And I'm thankful that I realized at a young age, you know, 18, 19, 20 years old, that, yo, I need to reevaluate what I'm living life for. If I'm living life to make my family happy, if I'm living life to make others happy and to make money, I'm going to screw myself later down the road. I'm going to be on my deathbed one day, and I'm going to look back, and I'm going to be extremely disappointed in choosing option B, when in reality, option A is always in front of us. And option A is genuinely going out and chasing your damn dream. Going out and doing what the version of yourself would have done before you even knew what money was or is. And I want you to think really, really hard on what that may have been, because I can promise you that once you figure out what it is, you will become so much happier. You will become so much happier. And for me, I love fishing. I really, really love fishing. I love a few other things. I love business. I love a lot of stuff, and I can't wait to share all of those passions with the world. But for right now, like, the one thing that I know at 20 years old, 23 years old now, like, that I could do and can continue doing is sharing my love and passion and knowledge that I have for the thing that I love so much, which is fishing, to all of the people that I can through social media. Something that's free, an easy way for me to communicate with people. And I think that is something that all of us need to take advantage of. We are living in the best times ever, you guys. It is literally November 12th, 2022. It is one of the best times to be a human being. And yeah, it is not easy. It is not easy, even if, like, trust me, if you choose option A, it is not easy. But at least it's something that literally you love to do. And adversity only makes you stronger. Like, seriously, the best thing that you could ever do as a human being is put yourself through very, very difficult things so that you grow and so that you transform and become a better you. The more experiences that you have, the better of a well-rounded individual you are, and the more relatable you can be to other people. And I think that is a huge, huge strength in our culture and then in the society that we live in today. And I just want each and every one of you to lean into that. I really, really do. You guys are so special. Every single one of you guys. If you're listening to this, you guys want to become a better individual. This is a podcast that I want people to listen to and to get optimism from. I think this day and age is hard to find optimistic people, and I think it's hard to find and surround yourself in good, positive vibes. And the only way that I broke out of the pattern that I was in, and the only way that I broke out of the mentality and perspective that I was in at, call it 16, 17, 18 years old, was by pounding myself with positivity and optimism. And I'm not saying, I'm talking practical optimism, practical positivity, not delusional stuff, not foo-foo, like you can do anything without, putting a little bit of sweat into it. Like you actually have to work for what you want, obviously. But this life is so beautiful, and we literally are so lucky to be living it. The statistics behind being alive alone as a human being are phenomenally staggering. And I think that each and every one of us has a very, very special place. And if you really lean into your younger version of yourself and think about what kind of purpose you can bring to this world, I think you'll be a much, much happier individual. And as always, I end these podcasts with this. If you're happy, I want you guys to spread that happiness. And as always, you guys, in order for you to keep growing, you got to stay curious. You got to keep seeking more information, keep seeking more positivity, more optimism, more perspectives to learn from. And if you're on a journey like I'm on, if you're on an option A route, which is the option I want every one of you to be on, or if you're on the cusp of going to option A and you're on option B, I just genuinely want you to listen to people that are optimistic and positive. I want you to cut out the music. I want you to cut out the entertainment podcasts. I want you to fill your ears with stuff that is literally going to lead you to becoming a more positive perspective, to allow you to have a more positive perspective. And the guy, as many of you guys know, that helped me a ton is my boy Gary Vaynerchuk, and he's got a ton of content out there. If he's a tough kind of person to listen to because he's got a unique style of communicating, but if he's your type of guy, like, he's got tons of content out there. And I know there's plenty of other people out there. I don't listen to many others, so if you do, please comment below some names and some podcasts that we can all check out. And as always, you guys, I hope you guys are staying happy, healthy, and all the rest. I hope you guys are having the best fall. And as the holidays approach, remember, plan ahead and be thoughtful in your gift giving. I love you guys. Stay curious, and we'll see you guys next one. Peace.